And yes, we are live. Hello everyone, welcome to our 7th episode of Life Talks by Spiritual Guides. I'm your host Shreya Vyas. I'm a counselor and hypnotherapist and working with iChars as a psychology intern. Today we have with us Mr. Omkar Anna and he's going to share his experience with the philosophy of Isha Yoga and his views on mental health. Before we begin, I would like everyone watching us to feel free to ask any question in the comment section and we would surely answer them. You may also start a watch party on Facebook so that your friends and family get benefit out of this. Two lines for the organization that we iChas focuses on helping psychologists, coaches, and trainer to develop advanced coaching and therapeutic skills. Also, we spread awareness about the mental health organization, about our talks, workshops, seminar with the mental health. And we also provide a various community to the support group and a subsidized mental health clinic. Before we moving ahead, I would also like to share the purpose of this webinar. So in the world we are living today, spiritual groups are the major source of support system for the people, both in the journey of discovering themselves and when they personally face any mental health issue. Having said that, they are not a replacement of visiting a mental health practitioner. Today we have invited a group of spiritual practitioners so that we can provide a people with a better understanding of the philosophy of the different spiritual group carry, and this will also help the people to understand the view of Guru of the spiritual path. So I'm so glad, Omkar sir, that you are here.
Namaskaram everyone. Namaskaram Shreya. Thank you for giving me this platform to share my views.
Yes.
So I'm Omkar Kamath and I'm a Isha Hatha Yoga teacher. Currently I'm teaching and residing in Thane, Mumbai. So before this, I started my journey, you can say 4 years ago in 2016 when I was a chef in Canada. And I was working with a dietitian as well for food and I was always interested in the well-being of people, so I wanted to do something in the food industry, so that people can eat healthy and they can live well. So when I was doing this, I was also going through a severe backache, due to which I came across this yoga thing, which I never really saw when I was in India. So I just started doing this some online yoga, and suddenly one day I came across Sadhguru on YouTube and I started following the simple practices that he offers on YouTube. Okay, so the simple practices I started doing called Upa Yoga, Isha Kriya practices, and I saw that it said 5 minutes yoga, because you know how it is when you are in abroad. Everything, there is no Kambali Bai, there is no one, no mother, no sister to take care of you. So everything you have to do it on your own, and even to spend 5 minutes for our own well-being, it's very difficult. So I started. It said 5 minutes yoga. That's how it trapped me, and I started doing it. So I went through the entire sequence of 1.5 hours series that they provided me, and I started doing it regularly. Every day I started investing 15 to 20 minutes in a day, and the results that I saw was amazing. I have never really experienced that. Like, my backache slowly started going down. I started gaining a lot of control over myself just with the simple practice, and it was so easy to accommodate as well. And then I decided, okay, let me just go with the one advanced program, and I went for the inner engineering program. And since then, everything has become very easy. The very way I think, feel, and experience life had become super easy. I would give you one example. Like, earlier I was a chef, I was a foodie for sure. So I had a huge compulsion. Like, if anybody asked me, okay, you have to stop this, uh, okay. So it was like this. But suddenly, once I did this practice, there was a greater control over myself. I decided, okay, this thing is not good for me. Let me just experiment. Try for next 40 days not eating it. And the idea just dropped. You won't believe me. I have never stopped. I have never fasted before also. Like, you should not eat certain things in this 40 days. All those things I have never done since the age of 25. And suddenly with this practice, I see so much control over my body, mind, and emotions. And in the 40 days, when I did that practice regularly, even I was weighing 87, 90 kilos. I came down to 68 just by following simple things. Okay,
Amazing.
you won't even believe it. Like it happened to me, and I said, "Oh my God!" And I was in food and nutrition industry, and I felt this was a major impact that it has. So I said, instead of going for a bachelor's of 4 years with the nutrition, I would go
Hmm.
for yoga, Hatha Yoga teachers
Yoga.
training program. And like this, I explored into many other aspects of it. I did Surya Kriya, Angamardana, which physically made me fit. Slowly, the mental thing, everything started settling down, and the very way I was functioning was at a different level. And I'm telling you, if I look back today, I was not a miserable person. That's the reason I started yoga and nothing like that. I was a very joyful person, but things around me were happening in a certain way because of certain compulsiveness that I had. Slowly, once I started gaining control over myself, now I can see that how that things have turned and the life has got so easy. It's like I got in sync, I got on track, and now the frictions have gone down in a huge way. So that is the journey, and since then I have been teaching. I went back to Canada. I'm a permanent resident over there as well, but I wanted to offer it full time. So in a new place doing adventure like this is difficult, so I decided to come back where my family was there supporting me. So I came back and I decided to offer it for the human health and well-being, and it has been really, I've been able to touch many people over here, and it has been working really well.
Yes, yes, I know about that. Perfect, sir. It's amazing. And I think after listening to you, I'm very much curious to know, like, what is the essence of the philosophy you follow? So it would be great
Okay.
if you could share some of the primary principle of the philosophy that you are following.
So see Sadhguru, right? He's a modern guru. You all know this, right? So he
Yes.
never offers any philosophy. Okay, he only
Okay.
offers technologies for well-being. He says, okay, philosophy is anybody can say. Our parents, anybody, whatever has not worked for them, they will say, okay, this is how you should do it. This is what you should not
Mhm.
do. All right. But Sadhguru offers you clear-cut technologies. If you use this sadhana means what? Sadhan means a tool. In Hindi language, sadhan means a tool.
Yes.
If you use the sadhana, it will work for you. If you don't use the sadhana, it's not going to work for you. So he offers tools of for well-being. So if you use it, it definitely works. Because me as a person, I was not a person who would believe in any guru or any babas. This was, being our age
Yeah.
is pretty much the same, and you know
Yeah.
how we
Yes.
think. We think very
Yes.
logically. So because the tools has worked for me and I could see it working in a certain way, I was able to keep up. So this is not a philosophy, it is a technology for well-being, which was offered for almost since 10,000 years ago without any force. So it's not even a religion. If you see that you have to do this, you have to do this. No. Yoga, the
Mhm.
best part of yoga is if you want to be in a certain way, you do this. It's like an athlete, right? So athlete, if he wants to run fast, he will eat in a certain way, he will be in a certain way, right? So
Yes.
if you want to be a certain kind of yogi, you be in a certain way. There is no restrictions at all. If you follow certain things, it works for you. So this is not a philosophy, I would say it's a technology that Sadhguru offers. And for a logical mind like me and all of us over here, it has really taken me in and
Yes.
given me that experience. Because otherwise, what was happening was I was judgmental because there were certain things around me I have seen. So you become judgmental in nature. From what I have learned after coming to Isha is if I become judgmental, you put a full stop for a exploration. But
Yes.
if you have, let's if you say, okay, I am suspicious about this. Okay, so अगर आपको थोड़ा सा इसमें लगता है, okay, क्या है ये, right? So you would go ahead and you would explore and see, experiment, see is it working for you. If it's not working, leave it alone. If it is working,
Mhm.
then it is working, and you should remember that. You should remember the taste, and you should grow. So this is what was offered, and I feel it has. That's the reason I'm able to keep up with it. It's not that I like everyday morning stretching my body and doing certain meditation and asanas to so that I can look only fit. Because from my experience as a dietitian, when I was experimenting, psychologically we can control things in a certain way, right?
Mhm.
But if you put too much,
True.
after some time you will see you will go back to the normal. You'll come back to normal, you'll burst out.
Mm.
But if you have certain tools with you and then this support as well that you guys are providing, right?
Mm.
Then you will see the sadhana and the support as well. You will see how miraculously it works, because
Yes.
only psychologically it becomes difficult. This is my experience. And
Yes.
with the sadhana, you gain a certain control over yourself, so which you can follow certain things without any force, but with a choice. That is very
Yes.
important, I guess.
Yes. Yes. That is very important. True. True. And I really like the way you mentioned that it is not a philosophy, it is a technology. It is like a sadhana that we have to do.
Right.
Yeah. So before we moving ahead, I would like to say hi to
Mhm.
everyone who are joining us. Hi, Misbah. Hi, Sanjana. Hi, Nirmal. Yeah. So please ask your question and we would surely answer them. Yes. Okay. Okay. So, sir, as you mentioned about your technology and sadhana, could you just give some of the example or some of the name of the technique through which you got the transformation in your life?
Okay, sure. So see that now how this, first I would like to ask you a question and everyone over here. When I say the word yoga, what is the thing that comes in your mind? Let's say if you want to come for a yoga class, what is the thing that will come to your mind? Can you explain in just a one word, maybe flexibility, strength, weight loss, whatever, maybe mental peace?
Yeah. So, according to me, it's like a flexibility.
Flexibility. So see,
Yeah.
general tendency of people is when I utter the word yoga, they will think standing on head means yoga, standing on your feet means normal, right?
Yeah.
Twisting your body like a rubber band, going into an unbelievable posture is yoga. One, and being sitting normally is normal. This is
Yeah.
what is the general tendency of people. But I'm
Yeah.
telling you, this is not yoga. Yoga means union. You becoming one with the nature or the universe, or you can see the cosmic geometry. Like Einstein said, E is equal to mc square. All the energies are one. The same thing he said it with the mathematical deduction. But in yoga,
Mhm.
you are trying to experience it. You know how a mother experience it is? Once your mother is there, or if you become a mother, you will just include your child within yourself. Do one beyond for them, right? You won't think
Yes.
once or twice. So that
Yes.
is a union. You are into a union, right? The same way, if you become a one with, let's say, the city around you or the entire universe, then we say you are into yoga. And yoga means to live wonderfully. Particularly, you don't have to do anything on your yoga mat to be in yoga. You know, the only thing we are doing this asanas, pranayam, and all the other aspects which are there, hatha yoga, kriya yoga, it is so that you can simply sit just like this. You can simply sit. Right now, if I ask you to sit for 10 minutes, you will do this, you will look here, you will look there, you will get up. Or if you just see anybody simply sitting, you will see ये पागल है क्या, इसके पास कुछ काम नहीं है क्या, right?
Yeah.
To sit like this for even 10 to 15 minutes, it's a task, not only
Yes.
for your body, but for your wandering mind. So
Yes.
that's why yoga means union and to live wonderfully. If you experience that, then we say you are in yoga. Now, there are certain aspects. Let's say I am a Hatha Yoga teacher, so I would like to talk about Hatha Yoga. Now,
Mm.
how Hatha Yoga works is, what is Hatha Yoga? Ha means sun and Ta means moon. That is the masculine and the feminine nature that is there within us. If you bring a certain balance between this masculine and feminine nature, then you will see the entire system comes to a balance. Not only the body, your mind, your emotions, and everything, the results of your life, everything will come to a certain balance. Now,
Yes.
Hatha Yoga is the science of using your body in a certain way so that you can create a certain chemistry within you. You know, the entire medical science is saying this now, the entire human body is a chemical factory. So whatever thought and emotions that we create, it has a certain chemistry happening within us, due to which we hold a certain posture. So let's say when you are angry, you will be in a certain way, right? When you are happy, your body language will be different. When you are joyful, it will be completely different, right? let's say when you walk into a new room where you don't know anyone, okay, or when you don't want to accept anything, automatically you will cross your hands,
Yeah.
right? This is very normal and everybody has experienced this. Yes, I'm asking everyone also, have you experienced this? So
Yeah.
similarly, you will see, conversely is the science of Hatha Yoga, where you are trying to hold certain postures to create certain chemistry within you. So the very way you function gets very easy. Now you are consciously holding a certain posture to create certain chemistry within you. It is not about getting into extreme postures, but anything that you do, if you do it with certain involvement and if you do it in a certain way, it can transcend and transform you if you do it in the most classical way. Similarly, is the science of breathing also. Now people are saying there is a connection between your breath and the mental structure. American
Yes.
scientists are saying this now. But yogis, they know this since 10, 15,000 years ago, right? That's why we have the different pranayams and kriyas that we do. So there is a connection between your breath and your mental structure. To bring balance to your thought is a very important step that you need to take if you want to bring balance to your activity, to the results of your life, and the impact that you have on other people's life. Pranayam plays a very important role for you. That's why these are the certain aspects. Now in Hatha Yoga, there are practices like Angamardana. We always start with the most physical and slowly we work towards the subtle aspect. Because if your body is not cooperating with you, you cannot think of anything else. You cannot think of transcending beyond, right? So
Yes.
first we start with the physical. Angamardana is a practice that will make you physically very strong. The best part about yoga is that yoga not only strengthens your muscles, but it will strengthen your ligaments, which are holding your muscular and your skeletal system together. So once that is strong, you are good for life. Because you tell me, what is the use of having a good looking body if you don't have a good liver or a kidney, if your heart is not functioning well? What is the use of it? Right?
Yes.
And yoga, Hatha Yoga is the only aspect which brings in the organ health as well. So your organs are also strengthened because organs are hanging, just hanging. If you see heart, it is just hanging in the trapezius, right? If you move your body, you will see everything within you will move. So such a delicate
Yes.
piece of material which is there within you, and if you don't do anything and you expect to be healthy, how is it going to happen, right? So Hatha Yoga is a process where it strengthens your organs from within you. Also, many ladies they go through this PCOS, right? Because
Yes.
of cycles that they go through. So there is a gut brain also now. Scientists are saying this, but yogis they know this from before. So there is the gut brain. So if you notice this, in yogic science, we mostly focus on strengthening your core, and
Hmm.
that is mostly located in the thoracic region also. So if you work at this, then you will see you will gain a lot of control over the very way your body mind functions. Because in yoga, we say the mind is not only here, it's not only the brain, but every cell in your body thinks. Now, shall we look at it how it thinks? Now, you tell me, do you remember your great 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 grandfather or grandmother? You remember how she used to look? No? But just look at your nose. Her nose is sitting at your face. So your genetics remember it, right? Every cell in your body, it remembers it. How your forefathers were. So the intelligence is not only here. The intelligence is throughout your body. So this is what we are saying, Manomaya Kosha. So there are different bodies, energy bodies that we say Manomaya Kosha, Anandamaya Kosha. So like this, there are many aspects that we look at mind as, not only here in the brain. So that's how, if you want to gain control over this, the sadhana is there, which they identified 10 to 15,000 years ago. They identified, okay, certain postures will create certain chemistry, so you should do it only in the certain way. It's not that I want abs, so let me add one extra step to it. It's not going to work like that because it is a pure science. If I like green color, so let me add one more chemical to it and it will create a blast. Right? This is what you're not looking for. You might
Yes.
definitely get flexible and you might get strong. That you can do a gymnastic also and you can do that. But if the entire universe, if the entire cake is in front of you, why do you only want that one piece of pastry, right?
Yes.
So that's the reason a classical form of yoga is needed, which not only gives you strength and flexibility, that is a part of it. Definitely it will come. And you need not be flexible and strong also. That you can get to know when I said I was 90 kilos, right? So you
Yes.
need not be like flexible and strong. That is a myth that has been spread that, oh, I cannot do yoga because it has this thing, like it has the flexibility issue. Right?
Yes.
So that's why yoga, when you do it, you should not do it lightweight. Yoga is not a therapy. Okay? Yoga is not a therapy, but there are therapeutic values to it. When you do yoga, you will see slowly and gradually everything will start falling in place. This means you are getting into the sync with the universe, with the nature, just doing the right thing. For example, let's say, organic farming is a big thing now. Organic
Yes.
food, very expensive. We cannot afford it,
Yes.
right? So now you tell me, 300 years ago, how was it? Was it organic or was it inorganic? How was the farming happening? It was all organic. It's a natural way of being, just being in sync with the universe, understanding that my knowledge is not more. I can create few extra things out of it. But if you have this thing right within you that I don't know anything, then you can learn everything. That's what PhDs are doing. They reach to a peak, then they understand, okay, I have to explore now.
Yes.
Right? Once you understand that I don't know anything, then your exploring or your growth will start. Then nobody can stop you from reaching the peak or blossoming into the ultimate. So that is yoga. And there are many things like, as I mentioned, Angamardana is what we offer for people to strengthen the body in a huge way. Also offered to the Indian military. Also now, the Indian Army, we are offering this practice, and we offer this to the Indian martial artist also, that is Kalaripayattu, who do to strengthen the basic fabric of the body because fighting is damaging. So it helps to strengthen the core of your body so that you can work afterwards as is the base. Then there is Surya Kriya to gain complete mastery over the body and mind. If anybody has back problem, I started because I had a back problem. So Surya
Okay.
Kriya, and then it has many other things to it. Surya Kriya is there. You might have heard about Surya Namaskar, right?
Yeah.
So
Surya
Surya
Namaskar.
Namaskar is like a country cousin of Surya Kriya. Earlier, when gurus used to offer sishyas, it was Surya Kriya because it has many powerful elements to it and it is supposed to be offered in a certain way. And Surya Namaskar, when they wanted to offer it to a larger group, they decided to water it down so that they can offer it to many groups. So even if there are some mistakes here and there, it won't create a larger impact on your system. For example, let's say, shall we do a small experiment now, all of us?
Sure. Yes. Yes.
Yes. So now just keep your palms, right, like this, your palms, you keep it facing downwards on your thighs. Okay. Keep your
Sure.
palms facing downwards on your thighs. If possible, just take off your glasses.
Yeah.
Now you do deep inhalation and exhalation and notice from which part of your lungs you're breathing. Okay, just close your eyes and do deep inhalation, exhalation with your palms facing downwards. And you just see from which part of your lungs you're breathing. When I say switch, you turn your palms upside down. Now you can switch. Now you notice from which part of your lungs are you breathing. Switch it once again.
Yeah.
Slowly open your eyes. Did you notice any changes happening? How the breathing
Yeah.
pattern changes?
Yeah.
Right?
Certain change.
So if you notice, when you keep the palms facing downwards, you will breathe from the diaphragm region of your lungs. The maximum contraction will happen over there.
Yeah.
Suddenly, when you turn your hands upside down, the contraction will happen here at the upper chamber of your lungs. So that much sophisticated the human system is. With a simple
Oh,
movement of your hands, everything
it
within
creates
you
it.
changes, right?
Yeah.
Everything within you changes. That's how much sophisticated it is. So now you tell me how cautiously you should handle it. Right? It's a
Yes.
very delicate thing, and if you handle it in a certain way, if you do it in the right way, then you see it does miracles to you, because now you experience it, how just with the simple movement of the, and every day you see what all we do, like this that, and you think what all is happening within us, a turmoil is going on. That's why we
Yes.
say that as much as possible you try to be still. If you are still, because a human being is ill because he does not know how to be still. If you want to be still, you must have a good strong spine. First thing is that, and then a settled mind. Only if you have a good strong mind, a body, once it gets settled, then the next thing you can work towards is your mind, settling it down. So that's the reason it is supposed to be done in a certain way. And then there are many other practices that you can learn, which brings a certain changes within you. Now you experienced it by yourself. I'm not
Yes.
faking it to you. Trying not trying to make anything up.
Yeah.
So this is why even I accepted it, and I started seeing the change. And that's the reason I'm able to continue. So I guess that answers your question. Maybe I'll go for the
Yes.
next one.
Yes, of course. And I think that opens up a very interesting idea. As you said, that our body movement is also related to our breathing pattern, and also the what kind of food we eat, what kind of thoughts we create, which is also related to our breathing pattern and also our genetic. So
Right.
yes.
So now you're asking me about
Uh,
the food, like how the food and breathing works.
yeah. So before we moving ahead, let me check if our audience have any question related to this topic. So okay, so there is one question from. Okay, so can you say why Isha tool is a more powerful? I think we already covered this
Your
question.
sound was missing.
Yeah. Hello.
There was a yes. Now I can hear you.
Yeah. So there is one question that why Isha tools are so powerful.
Why Isha tools are so powerful?
Powerful.
See, from my experience, it is powerful because it works, and
Yeah.
it is offered in the authentic way. The thing is, we are not adding my own rubbish to it, right? I'm not adding my own rubbish. When Sadhguru chose me as a teacher, when the teachers are chosen by Sadhguru, he wants person who is not very smart, okay, who will think that okay, let me add my thing to this. He wants a person who can just offer the way it has been offered to him, you know, just in the purest form. You can offer it to your participants also, to the meditators also. That's the reason it works in a certain way without any distortion. That's the reason it is still powerful. If from A to go to Z, it won't take long time, right? From A,
Yes.
for A to become Z, it won't take long time if you add
Yes.
your own smartness to it. But because we think that what we know is nothing, what we have received is a lot bigger than what we are, what my mind says, because it is working in a certain way. And when I offer it in the same way, a teacher is trained in Hatha Yoga, like in Isha Yoga. Teachers are not just like online yoga, you do online classes, you do, and you will become a teacher. Or you do like, you will see today 200 hours training, teachers are there. In Isha, we are trained for 6 months. Sadhguru says you have to come for 12 years, but he has squeezed it for us because nowadays people don't have time. So at least you come here for 6 months, and our training is such that it is 18 hours in a day, 16 to 18 hours in a day, 7 days in a week, and every day without any breaks. Our days start 3:30 in the morning and it will go up to 10:30, sometimes 11, 12 also. Next day morning 3:30, anyways you have to wake up. I have seen people who used to do their extra sadhana, they used to get up at 2:30 also.
Yeah.
You know, two meals in a day, only 2 meals in a day. I have explored the best of my body and my mind when I was there, because I thought this is the limit. But if you see, even look, if you look at your body, the sky is the limit. You know, it's like how much you use the body. The more you use the body, the better it gets. Similarly with your mind, the more you use it, the better it gets, and the energies as well. That's the reason. The training which goes in is so intense that we have been taught each and every aspect. And it has clearly, Sadhguru has clearly mentioned us. If you don't know anything, you simply shut up and say, I don't know. You don't have to add your own rubbish to it. Let's say you ask me a question, Shreya. If I
Yeah.
don't know, I don't have to make up to prove that I am smart. Just
Yes.
telling that I don't know will not distort the knowledge for you also, right? I
True.
will just say I don't know right now. I'll just check with my guru and I'll come back to you. So
Yes.
these are the simple guidelines which are given to us, and the intense training which prepares not only the body but your mind, your energy systems in a certain way. That's why this 21 weeks, after this, anybody who comes out, he just needs to be willing, and then he can offer this precious knowledge that he has received in the same way to others also. So that's the reason people who do this, only they will say you why is it so powerful, why it works in a certain way. But if you just say, okay, it is the same thing, I have done this. Okay, it was with, I also had the same concern when I started. But the
Mm.
only thing I did was I had a backache, and that pushed me into it. And because Sadhguru speaks so well, I was convinced with him for the first phase was convinced, and I started with that practice. But only because I did the practice, I was convinced, and I'm still convinced that I should do it for my life.
Perfect.
So
Amazing.
that is the reason why it works.
Yeah. And what you said is so relating. Like, it's really amazing. So, to build up that question, sir, would you like to share any research has done by Isha Foundation? Any research you
Yes,
would like
definitely.
to share?
You will see that now this inner engineering program. Have you heard about inner engineering?
Yeah, yeah,
The
yeah. I
word
have.
speaks. The word speaks for itself. Inner engineering. It's
Yes.
like today we know how to use a phone, a laptop, even a spaceship, but we don't know how to use this piece of life, this piece of body. So that's the reason you
Mm.
see when you go outside in the world without knowing it, you break down in many different ways, right? It's like riding a motorcycle without having a balance. You are
Yes.
you are definitely going to meet with an accident, right? So that's why
Yes.
we say in yoga, yogastha kuru karmani. That means first you settle down with yoga. That means first you get into sync and then you act. Then you will see the amount of friction that will come. Frictions will be there. What world throws at you is not in our hand, right? But what you make out of it is 100% in your hand only if you are prepared. If even world throws stones at you, you can make castle out of it, right? It can become a stepping stone for you. Otherwise, the choice is only yours, whether you want to be wounded or wise. But it's not so easy. You have to work. Only if you work on yourself, then you will see becoming wise can be a natural consequence. And even if you just stop back because of certain friction, getting back on track won't be difficult for you. You know
Yes.
that's why we say that yogastha kuru karmani. That means you first settle into yoga, settle down yourself, get the balance correct, and then you act. Just like for example, have you heard about Krishna stories?
Yeah.
How he was involved into everything. Generally what people think yogi means wearing an orange robe and sitting in a Himalaya, and that is
Yeah.
I told you what sitting
Impression.
in
Yeah.
one place means, right? So I'm
Yes.
not saying that is wrong. Sitting in one place takes immense sadhana, okay, but that is the impression. But that doesn't mean what you we say. For Krishna also we say Govinda Yogendra. That means yogi of the highest form. Some people call him Yogeshwaraya, right? So it means that you can be completely involved in everything. Be joyful, be playful, do every sort of thing where whatever you want. You can look the most beautiful person in the world you can be, right? And you can still be a yogi. How? What yogi means is living wonderfully, being in sync with the energies, with the universe, and then to act. So that is the concept of that, the question that you asked.
Perfect. Perfect. So let me check if our audience have any questions. And yeah, okay. Okay, there is one question from Sandeep. Do you believe in destiny? If not, then why there? there is only one Sadhguru, there is the only one Sachin Tendulkar, or there is only one Lata Mangeshkar, or only one Amitabh Bachchan.
Yes. So, see, now you have
Interesting.
named so many of them, right? Now, if a mango tree asks me why there is only mango tree, why cannot I become a coconut tree? Why cannot I become tall like coconut tree? You'll always just keep on comparing yourself, right?
Yes.
You'll always compare. You know, that mango tree will never be satisfied for his Alfonso mango also, thinking that I am so short, why I am not so tall as the coconut tree. So one thing we have to do is we have to drop this idea of comparing. Why cannot you be Sandeep, right? Why do you want to be Sachin Tendulkar? Why do you want to be Amitabh Bachchan? You know, today there are people who are on the top, but the experience of the life is not so well. Whatever, you might earn a lot, you might do a lot, you might be very famous, but still the experience of the life will be so minimal, right? You won't be joyful. I would say that the poor person who is lying sleeping on the street, at least he will be happy when he receives that one piece of chapati or bhakri that he gets, right? But the same thing, if your stomach is full, you will have 1,000 different problems. And if you be dependent on the destiny, and if you think, okay, this is going to happen with me, let's say if it is positive, if you think I am going to become Sachin Tendulkar, okay, whatever, how much ever he scored, but you will never extend beyond him, right? You will never extend beyond him.
Yes.
Or
True.
if you just believe this is my destiny, I cannot do it, you will never be able to do it because you have already given up, right? And if you do it in
Yes.
the negative way, you will, let's say if I tell you in next 12 months you are going to die, you will be scared, like you will be shit scared for this 12 months instead of, and if I don't tell you that, you will be completely enjoying, you will be just doing what you want to do, right? So that's the reason the destiny thing, whether it's there or not there, I don't believe in anything. Okay, I just believe in my experience, what is true in my experience that I can share with you. So from my experience, you don't go with the destiny even if it is there or not there. You just make your own way. That is what yoga is. You make your own way and you go ahead, because if you don't act, nobody is going to work for you. But if you are willing, the universe will work for you. That's how it is.
Great. Amazing. Yeah. So I hope Sandeep, you got your answer. And yeah, there is one more question from, I'm unable to wake up at early morning. I understood the beneficial for this, but the moment I can't wake up, can you please explain how can I solve this problem?
Yes. So now waking up is a very big issue for everyone, because
Yeah.
people think you should sleep for 8 to 10 hours in a day. Even the science was saying this. I myself was following it. Okay, so I won't blame anyone. I myself was following this because I was going in a certain way.
Mhm.
So 8 hours sleep, otherwise, your sleep won't get complete. Your restfulness won't get complete. Now let us understand what is sleep. Sleep is a form of resting, right? Now I'm asking you, if you sleep in afternoon, have you seen that at night you will sleep less or you will go late to your bed? Have you
Yes.
seen that? So that
Yes.
means once the restfulness is done in your body and your mind, you will see that you will be easily able to sleep for less time, because sleep is a way of resting, and as you have already completed the rest quota of yours, then you won't want to sleep. Now how to complete that rest quota is to bring your body at complete ease. Bring your body at complete ease in such a way that there is no disease, you know. So
Yes.
you have to bring your body, your mind, your energies in complete ease. And how you should do it? Sadhana, the practices. It will help you to align with the cosmic geometry in such a way that you won't believe it. As soon as the sun rises, even you can just wake up without an alarm. That is one aspect of the sadhana. What sadhana does to you, it gets you into sync and it gives you a proper rest. Because when you're doing yoga, you're not putting too much stress on you. You're resting your body, you're resting your mind, you're resting your energies also. And on the other hand, you're working on your body, mind, and your energies also. That means your workout is also done and your rest is also done. Once that rest is done, then the amount of sleep that you need, it goes down. That means the amount of maintenance that your body needs goes down. Shreya, let's say if I give you a Mercedes, would you want a Mercedes that runs 24 hours, or do you want a Mercedes that will run for 24 hours and it will have to be sent for 12 hours of maintenance? It's your choice.
Yeah, I got your point.
You want a Mercedes that will run for you whenever you want to run, whenever you want it to run, right? So this is a choice. Everything is a choice. Nothing is a force. How you want to live is your responsibility. If you take this, if you understand this one simple thing, that everything is my responsibility, right? Then you will not get relied on any aspect. You will start working for it. And once you start working for it, you will find your answers. And the food aspect. Now, let's
Yeah.
say today the food that we are eating is mostly processed. Now, even as a dietitian, you won't believe the things I've seen as a dietitian also. You know how they make this chip bag, the chips and the cola that they make? They use kids as guinea pigs. There is a triangle of salt, sugar, and fat. It's a proper balance of the salt, sugar, and fat. If you see sugar free, the fat content is more or the salt content is more. If you see
Yes.
sodium free, then you will see this content is more.
Mhm.
This is how they
Yeah.
balance it, because if it is not tasty, nobody will eat it,
No. Yes.
right? And today the food that we eat is almost 2 to 3 months old. It is dead.
Yes.
And to wake up the dead is a big task for the body. So see, the more life, it is simple. You have to eat sensibly. It is not a big science. Unless and until you have screwed up your body in a huge way, till then you really need not worry about it so much. You have to be aware, conscious, and sensible of what this body needs. Every body is different. Okay, I cannot give you a proper prescription that you eat this only, you eat that only. But one thing I can tell you, the more live food you eat, the more lively you become. So one simple thing that we can do towards it is try to bring 40 to 50% of our diet into a live form. So there is a life in there. So that life can go within us, like fruits, vegetables, raw veggies, like that. Some nuts, sprouts if you are comfortable having it raw. Okay. You will see if you have this and then your favorite food also. I'm not saying you have to avoid your cheese burst pizza. You can have that as well. But you should have it sensibly, right? So if you have a combination of both, then you will see you don't have to give up on anything also. But you are eating smartly and sensibly where you can live healthy and well. It's the same way as I told you. Is the athlete. Once the athlete becomes responsible, he knows what he should eat. He knows when his performance will go down by doing what and doing what not. Right? It is, let's say, the Mercedes which I have given to you. It can still run with the kerosene. If I put a kerosene, it will still reach its destiny, because people will ask me now. So why people who still have everything, they live 80 to 90 years, 100 years? Why is so? So see, I'm telling you, your car, even if you put kerosene in it, it will still reach its destination, right? But it will create a lot of smoke and smoke, right? And you won't be able to accelerate it as much as it is. Not for people who don't want to live well. It is only for those people who want to live well in a certain way. If you want to live in a certain way, everything is in your hand. This body is your and is your responsibility. So just have sensibly. Slowly you have to start observing what food is your body accepting, what food is your body not expecting. Sorry, not accepting. Okay. So you have to see that. Let's say for some people chapati will be a problem, right? Outside they say allergies, gluten allergy, this allergy, that allergy. Allergies means what? It means that your body is not accepting it right now. There are many reasons you become allergic. Many reasons that we do not do many things, and we have ingested so much chemicals, due to which even the kids right now, they are growing with celiac and gluten allergy and lactose allergy. There are groundnut allergy is so bad, peanut allergy, that even if a person is allergic to peanut, and if you have that in the surrounding, that person can die. He can choke and die. because that enzyme is missing in your body, which is responsible for digesting it. So in the similar fashion, every body is unique. I won't say it is lacking something. Every body is unique. So you have to see what works for you. You have to be little sensible. With the yoga, you will see slowly your body will start telling you what is good for you, what is not good for you. For example, I will tell you, and there are certain foods it's good if you avoid it. So for example, green chilies. Okay. When I was here, I used to eat very spicy food. Tadka maar ke, pura. Right? If you, are you from Mumbai? Yeah, misal pav, tari laga ke. Right? So, but when you go outside, slowly, initially I felt that paneer makhan wale they served is almost like a dessert. Are they giving me a side dish or a dessert? That's how sweet it is. But slowly you get used to it. So you start eating in their way. You avoid, let's say, chilies. When you come back, right, and you have the spicy food once again, you will experience that you will purge. आपको lose motions हो जाएगा, right? Why? Because your body is telling you now, in a fatal way, it's telling you that this food is not for you. But the same, if you have the fruits, you will not purge. The salad, you will not purge, right? So you have to see which food is working for you, which food is not working for you. And accordingly, don't make food into a religion. You know, Sadhguru says this one thing, and that's why I was satisfied being a foodie and a chef, because I've eaten everything. Before coming to yoga, I've eaten everything. And I was completely against of this idea that you should not eat that, you know. But I will tell you that, sir, when Sadhguru said that don't make food into a religion, that settled me down in a huge way. Because if anybody forces you to do anything, you will definitely do it, right? But if it is your choice, yes, of course. But once it is your choice, then you will see that you will do it because you want to do it, right? So this is how it should be. For the first step, you have to be sensible. Sensible, do your sadhana to increase the sensitivity of the body. Just by seeing the food itself, you can get to know whether how it is going to behave within you. That's why eating with the fingers, all these aspects, sitting down, eating properly, it becomes very, very, food is a very vast topic. Food is a very vast topic. Just one simple thing I will tell you is eat sensibly. And you see everything within a week time will change. Within a week time. Every meal from today onwards, if you really are willing, have one fruit, one veggie, some soaked. Let's say if you cannot afford anything, get groundnuts. Get groundnuts, handful of it, soak it in water, because once you soak it in water for 6 hours, then the enzymes which are there, the pitta, that also goes down, and there is an enzyme which is there that which doesn't allows you to digest it. So that thing will come out of it. Okay, and it will be very easy for your body to get the nutrients also. So you can eat fruit, one veggie, let's say kakdi, gajar, jo bhi hai, cucumber, carrot, whatever you can have it. And then you can have the nuts, as I mentioned, whatever you can. And other than this, sprouts if possible. Okay, I know not everybody likes the sprouts, the raw flavor of the sprouts, so that's your choice. And then whatever cooked food, 50-50, if you do it, you will see your life will change dramatically in 7 days. If it doesn't, then you tell me. Unless and until you have really screwed up yourself, you know, you have reached to a point where you really need a dietitian, because you cannot rule out anything. Once if you damage, you have to recover it with certain things. You have to do it, because there is no other way. That one thing we have to accept it. If you put everything through one funnel, it's not going to work. Everything has a way of doing it. So this is one thing we have to understand. But for others, mostly it is about eating sensibly. The sound is not there.
यस सो यहाँ पे मुझे एक क्वेश्चन है कि जैसे आपने कहा कि बैलेंस बहुत ज़रूरी है लाइफ में, राइट? एंड यू ऑल्सो मेंशन दैट साधना एंड द मेडिटेशन हठ क्रिया विल हेल्प अस टू मेक दैट बैलेंस. तो समटाइम व्हाट हैपेंस दैट पीपल कंप्लेन कि करते हैं बट वो अर्ज होती है, मतलब पता है ये खाना है, ये नहीं खाना है, बैलेंस करना है, सब कुछ पता है, आई नो एवरीथिंग, बट वो अर्ज होती है वो कंट्रोल नहीं होती है, वो अर्ज मैनेज नहीं होती है. तो
Yes.
एट द
So वही
इनिशियल लेवल हाउ दे विल मैनेज.
so वही मैंने आपको बताया राइट कि compulsions are there in the body. If you want with the compulsions, then do proper kind of sadhana. If you incorporate classical yoga in your day-to-day life, slowly, right now, your body and your mind is controlling you. Yes,
Yes.
our body and our mind is controlling us. This is a fantastic piece right here, much better than the spaceship or the best equipment that we have out there. This is the best equipment right here. But right now, the problem is we are a lousy manager. We are not managing it properly. So one thing that you have to do is learn proper classical hatha yoga or proper classical yoga, and you see slowly you will start gaining control. Now these people, as I told you, if you psychologically only do it, after some time the outburst will happen. वो होगा ही. थोड़े टाइम के बाद में आप वापस नॉर्मल साइकिल पे चले जाओगे, क्योंकि उतना कंपल्शंस होता है. मगर अगर आपको इसे कंटिन्यू रखना है तो एक साधना जो है वो आपको ये करेगी. और फर्स्ट थिंग इज दैट यू हैव टू डू इट. आपको करना है क्या, ये क्वेश्चन है. अगर आपको करना है तो आप जरूर करोगे. इफ इट इज योर विलिंगनेस, यू आर विलिंग, तो आप जरूर करोगे. और मैं आपको कभी नहीं कहता हूँ, ओके, सदगुरु जी भी कभी नहीं कहते कि आप ये मत खाओ, आप वो मत खाओ, आप ये मत करो, आप वो मत करो. सब करो, सब करो, जो करना है करो, मगर सेंसिबली करो. राइट. कोशिश करो, आपको जैसे जीना है. आप एक एथलीट हो, समझो आप एक एथलीट हो. अभी एक एथलीट को अगर उसेन बोल्ट को हराना है, सो आप कैसे रहोगे और आप क्या क्या करोगे. उसेन बोल्ट आपके लिए हो गया आपका ये क्रेविंग और आपका ये वेट या आपका जो माइंड जो भी है. राइट. सो उसको हराने के लिए आपको क्या करना होगा. फर्स्ट इज यू नीड टू बी विलिंग, एंड फॉर
Yes.
दैट द सपोर्ट दैट यू नीड यू कैन गेट इट फ्रॉम द साधना. तो साधना को मैं बहुत ही ये करूंगा कि साधना को एक अपने लाइफ में लेकर आना. क्योंकि अगर आप साधना, अगर स्क्रू ड्राइवर मैं आपको देता हूँ, अगर आप स्क्रू ड्राइवर यूज ही नहीं करोगे, ओके, और अपनी उंगलियों से अगर स्क्रू को अंदर स्क्रू करने जाओगे, योर उंगली विल फर्स्टली इट विल गेट स्क्रूड and then the thing also won't go. Right. So use the sadhana that is there with you. First of all, get the sadhana and use it, and you be willing, a willing piece of life. Once you do that, and don't worry about stopping anything. Okay, कुछ रुकाना नहीं है, सब एंजॉय करना है. Okay, और साधना भी करनी है. Then you'll see how life gets easy. और क्योंकि ये क्या हो रहा है ना, the general thing is you have to give up things. When things comes to spirituality, people think
Yes.
giving up is the fundamental thing. But giving up forcefully, you won't reach anywhere.
Yes.
What
True.
Sadhguru
It
says,
will
अगर
create
आपका,
separation.
it will create separation. You know it much better than me, I guess. Right. So of course, because you are working on it, so you know that if you force, you will do opposite. Let it be you also. If you force yourself, it will happen opposite. So एक याद रखना है कि proper balance रखना है. You have to decide that you have to do it. Okay, and everything should happen with a choice. Only if it happens with a choice, then you see things becomes very easy. Okay, life will get easy. एकदम सुलझ जाएगी लाइफ, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं रहेगा. मगर आपको उसके लिए पहला चीज होना है कि विलिंग. फर्स्ट यू बी
Yes.
विलिंग, and then the sadhana and the rest will be taken care very easily.
Perfect. Perfect. So, sir, would you like to give any message to our generation, like how the youth of our generation can implement those teaching in practical life? So, would you like to share something?
Sorry, your voice got broke.
Okay.
Now once again, now it
Now,
is fine.
yeah.
Now it is
Okay.
fine. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I was asking that would you like to give any message to our generation, like youth, how the youth of our generation can implement this teaching in practical
Yes.
life?
Yes. So as I mentioned you earlier, only it is a technology, not a, it's not a philosophy. So today's youth, one thing is there that once you reach in a certain age, then our hormones will take over us. आप कुछ भी समझाने जाओ, भाई मैं ही बाप हूँ, समझा, तू कौन है.
Yes.
राइट. मैं बाप हूँ, तू कौन है भाई. Even the teachers nowadays, they don't respect, because to be a teacher, first you need to be in a certain way. right? You have to be in a certain way so that people will look at you and follow. But as I mentioned, once you reach a certain age, you will have a mind of your own, a smartness of your own. So this message will be for people like, if you really can learn from looking at the world, then you don't have to go through the same difficulties that they are going through. You know, आज हम लोग बोलते हैं कि ठीक है हमें डॉक्टर बनना है, हमें इंजीनियर बनना है, हमें ये बनना है. क्या आपने कभी उन प्रोफेशनल्स से बात की है कि हाउ देयर लाइफ इज? जस्ट बिकॉज उसका एक फेम है एंड इट इज, मैं डॉक्टर बनूंगा तो लोग मुझे दे विल थिंक आई एम द बेस्ट, so they do it. But have you ever really gone and researched out of your curiosity कि अच्छा कैसा होता है उनका life? How is it? You will see many people take U-turn and they are not satisfied at the
Yes.
age of 60, 70 also. So ऐसी चीज होती है कि one thing is you learn it by observing what other people is doing, person is doing wrong, and one thing is you experience it. So if your
Yes.
arrogance comes in your way, you will experience it, गिर के सीखोगे. Okay, and it is good to experiment, but if you, like, you are inactive, okay, if you see that, if you go beyond this arrogance, okay, and if you really see, okay, let me experiment and see, let me see if it really works. You know, if you don't make judgments about anything, you will only grow and grow. क्योंकि प्रॉब्लम क्या होता है कि 10th में पहुंचने के बाद ऐसा लगता है कि we are on the top of the world, because 10th is the last stage so far अभी तक तो, right? And after that you go to 12th, तो आपको समझता है okay I'm still junior, but you will never learn it.
Yes.
But once you observe, once you start observing, once you start learning from the mistakes, then you will not repeat it. But if you don't learn, then you will repeat the same mistake till you die. But once you learn and observe, okay, what it is, how is this person living so well? Why, even if he doesn't have anything, how is he so joyful? How is he able to manage certain things? ये क्या कर रहा है? Right? If you are into that state where you want to explore, then you will always grow. So one thing I would tell is, ये arrogance जो है ना सब में होता है. Okay? So you, just for a while you have to drop it and see, don't judge anyone. Don't judge anyone. Just see, is it really true or not true? You go and explore it. You know, this is one suggestion I would like to give them. You go and explore. And for the parents, I will tell them, don't force your kids. क्योंकि आप नहीं
Yes.
करोगे और अपने बच्चों को कहोगे योगा करो या फिर हेल्दी फूड खाओ, it's not going to work. I'm telling you from the live example I have seen. If you sit with your eyes closed, if you be in a certain way, every human has an intelligence to identify, okay, something that is happening here is profound. The way they are living is profound, and then they will look at you. She is my hero. My parent is my hero. And this is how I should be. So first for the parents, I will tell you, you start doing it first. Okay, so that your child also, if you're worried about your child will start following you. But if you force them, okay, even if it is working for you, you should never say you do it. They should look at you. They should feel, okay, I want to do it. Only then they will do it. Otherwise, you can maybe talk few things about it, how it has benefited you, how it is working for you, and you can display. More importantly, you can display how you can be when you do certain things. Then they will look up to you and they will want to follow you. There are many other influences. The infrastructure only that we have built has a lot of things to do with this, but that will take some time. Slowly, our government is working towards it. Sadhguru has also given some feedback how the things should be, because infrastructure, nature and nurture, both has a role to play. Okay,
Yes.
so
True.
the only suggestion will be for the youth is observe and don't be judgmental, and the rest they can follow the path whatever they want.
Yes. Amazing. Perfect. Yes. So to build up this question, like if you can see in the today's world, people are suffering from mental health issue. So would you like to share something on those lines, like why people from today's generation are suffering from more and more mental health issue?
So now you know that you are from this profession, and if you have experienced it, you know that mental illness is the worst kind of situation a human being can go through, right?
Yes.
So a mind is such a kind of beautiful tool, right? If it works for you, it is fantastic. But if it decides to go against you, then it can create a disaster. And right now the problem is that the stimulus is not even coming from outside. Okay, let's say if it was coming from outside, maybe your mother-in-law, your brother, sister, or your enemy, your boss,
Mhm.
right? Maybe
Yeah.
your boss is right here. So, right?
Let's take a
So,
life situation, COVID-19. We
yeah,
can take a life situation.
COVID-19, right? COVID-19. So, right now, what is happening? Even that is not the case, right? You were sitting in the house and you were freaking out. That means the stimulus is not coming from outside, it is coming from within you. When you constantly keep on stirring the dirt which is there, then it will go around everywhere. See, a lotus needs dirt to bloom, right? अगर वो ये dirt होगा तो ही एक lotus bloom होगा. But let it be in the bottom. So the roots can go there and you can blossom. Only beauty is on top. But if you constantly keep on stirring it, then the entire pond will become muddy and sluggish, right? So
Yes.
that's the reason. This one thing you have to understand that, you know, you yourself are doing it. Once we accept this, it is not easy because there are people who are on many different levels of this, right? Some people
Yes.
might be just freaking out, looking at other people's going crazy, right? So they can do certain things and they can come back to it. Some people might have crossed the line already and they have some pathological issue, something wrong in the brain. Maybe those people need to be dealt in a different way, maybe by sedating it. Right now, that is happening. Many people are going towards that without even trying anything else, also. Maybe you can just talk to them and you can walk them out of the situation, right, Shreya? Like many people, you
Yes.
can just walk them out, but people decide to cross the line always. Sedating, what it does, it will settle down your mind, but it will have an impact on your mind and the entire system also. So this is the problem with that. And today what is happening with the people is this is one aspect. And with the COVID also, let's say people will freak out, right? Whatever is happening, oh my god, like even nothing is happening to you, you will freak out. You being responsible and taking care of each and everything that has been mentioned, that is being responsible. You freaking out is becoming irresponsible. Because when we freak out, what happens is, as you know, this the flight and fight mode
Yes.
that we have,
Yeah.
right? So that everybody just gets a glimpse, I will just simply explain it. You are much better at it for sure. So what happens is this fight and flight mechanism, it gets activated in our system. Earlier in the olden age, in the like when a person
Survival.
when a man was only looking at his survival, hunting, gathering, all these things. That time, what he had, if he goes in a jungle, he has two options. If a tiger comes in front of him, he will fly away. If any other hunt is there, he will run and catch it. So he will
Yes.
either fight, also with the tiger, he will either fight or he will fly away.
Mm.
So, right, the body is generating a certain kind of chemical for you that can support you. Sugar is also generated that can support you to function in a much faster way or in a much efficient way. So your heartbeat will
Yes.
get fast. Everybody might have noticed it. The heartbeat will get fast. The
Yes.
entire system becomes very fast. Now, today, what is happening? You go to the office, or there is mother-in-law in front of you. You cannot run away. Neither can you fight because it's your job, right? The
Yes.
situation is you are tied up, and the worst part is you do not do anything for yourself also. So whatever there is a particular term that we call that the chemical that is created within us. So the sugar also, I would say, it will just settle down in your body. Excess sugar, and this will have impact over your organs. Eventually, you'll get diabetes, blood pressure, and so many things because you have not understood how to manage this piece of life, this body,
Yes.
this mind, this energy, how to manage it. We have never studied that. We have reached on the moon, but we have never wondered how this piece of life works. Only if you decide, only if you understand, or if your life kicks you. These are two ways.
Mm.
Either you
Mm.
observe or either the life will kick you. Then you will see you will come back on track. And it depends. For some people, the kick will also not work. They will want to suffer. So suffering is, see, pain is inevitable, right?
Mm.
Pain is inevitable, but suffering is not inevitable. Suffering is a choice. Now, for example, people will say that, how can you say that? How can you say that? You know, people nowadays think being depressed is my choice. How can you say that? So I'm not saying that, you cannot get depressed. Definitely, many situation can make you can throw you into that situation. But it's a choice always, if you know how to manage. For one simple example, we all of us, this energy is there within us. You know, when you are playing, when you fall down, पूरे शिद्दत से खेल रहे हो, right? And you know that I want to hit that six, even if my wrist is paining, or I want to still go and run if I want to win the marathon. I will get up, forget about my pain. एक कुछ बांध दिया या फिर बिना बांधे भी I will just run. Even if I'm
Yeah.
bleeding, I don't care, right? So the pain is inevitable, but you can transcend it. The suffering is not inevitable. You can decide, you can choose whether or whether not to. But it's not easy. Once again, it's not easy. You have to work on yourself. You have to
Yeah.
create a distance between you and your body, you and your mind. You have to transcend your body and your mind to get away from the suffering. And this can be done only with a certain amount of sadhana and involvement, most importantly. If you are involved, you will see you can transcend your sleep, your food, any aspect of your life, you can transcend it only with the involvement. And
Yes.
if you have a right kind of tool with you, right?
Perfect. Perfect. And I would also like to add here that sometimes that unexpressed emotion may also lead to psychosomatic disorder. Uh, so, I would
Yes,
like to know what is your views
I
on.
I understand
Yeah.
that point. So see, this has to do a lot with the infrastructure also. Okay, see, two things are there that you can do. One is either how earlier it was, we had the infrastructure, we had a family, right? All of us were living together. If one person is not willing to listen to you, you will go and talk to the other person, right? Somebody is there to psychologically settle you down. कुछ भी हो जाए, right? Somebody will say, अच्छा ठीक है, सब ठीक होगा. Otherwise, there was one more thing, that is religion, right? Religion has worked wonderfully. If you really see in a certain way, it was a way to calm you down. अरे ऊपर एक बंदा है तेरे लिए, समझा? That destiny संदीप, ऊपर एक बंदा है तेरे लिए, so सब ठीक होगा. It is not always a good thing, but it can at least settle you down for that moment so that you don't crack open, right?
Mm.
Otherwise, the next thing is the sadhana, is to prepare yourself. As I mentioned, yogastha guru karmani, you prepare yourself in such a way that, you know, you get into a state where whatever happens externally, it cannot change you internally. Internally, if you decide to be in a certain way, you can go through the life situation unmoving. It takes lot of efforts and lot of sadhana, lot of involvement, but you can definitely work towards that slowly. When you start incorporating these yogic practices in the most classical form, you will see all these things will start falling in your place. That's why this is very important. The one is the infrastructure, which I mentioned to you, and the next thing is you being prepared or not, right? And for some people, there is something, when the not every person is same. We cannot compare. If he is breathing, that means he is doing the best thing in his world, in the life. Nowadays what is happening is we are comparing people, you know even if you look at studies, you will compare, this person is able to get 90%, this person is getting 60%, 35%. Everybody has so much pressure on the kids also nowadays. So me as a kid, when my dad was very strict at my younger age, I could not get the studies at all. I was not able to study. I was scratching my head. Full day I'm sitting here with my book. I'm not able to focus. Why? I never got my answer. But then my dad, once he just moved abroad. He was very good. Okay, he used to give us everything that we want. But he was very strict also. And due to which there was some fear in me, due to which I was not able to, function at my best. But once he went abroad, he also got more exposure. He got little more mature how to be with kids, being more friendly. And by that time, we were in college as well. And then you see that I was very easily able to study also, have fun also, and do everything. So this, that is one aspect. And not a person, everybody can, draw well. Not everybody can study well. Not everybody can be an engineer. This one thing everyone has to understand. We don't have to compare anyone with anyone. Even the person who has some pathological issue with the mind, maybe he is able to do something. The living life itself is a big aspect. You have to accept the reality, the truth. This is how it is going to be. You have to create a certain infrastructure for those people so that you can work on them. Many people, it might happen that even if you work too much, it will take long time for them to come out, because every person, every mind is different. So accordingly you have to work, and it needs a lot of infrastructure also. But definitely there are people like you also, who can work personally with many. There is sadhana side by side. If they do it, many things can come into balance. So this one thing, we have to accept the reality and the truth, and we have to work towards it. You have to understand these simple things.
Yes.
If you don't have the infrastructure, at least you make yourself capable, right? This is what
Yes.
is happening once you grow too much. And if you are not, once you start flying already and you do not know where is the brake and how to control your flight, then it is inevitable that you are going to crash,
Yes.
right?
Definitely.
So first
Yes.
first you read the user's manual before you start flying.
Yes. 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 Perfect. So, sir, what would you suggest to people who have a mental health issue apart from sadhana and lifestyle change? So, like, what are your views on visiting a therapist when it comes to mental health? So,
See,
could
I
you
feel
just
that, definitely at a certain, once you cross a certain line, right, then you have to take a help, right? You have to take help, whether it might be some psychological help to at least settle you down for that moment, and then side by side, once you settle down, you can do the sadhana also. All
yes,
right. There are many, that when I say a small amount, 7 billion people. Now you can think what is small. It can be many billions, right? Few billions, you can say, who need this support. There are many people who can just do their sadhana, you can understand, accept, and go. Almost 80% of the people can do this. Okay, so first thing, you have to be willing and you have to try certain things. And if not, you have to accept the reality. Okay, I need help. Okay,
yes,
there is nothing wrong, because today what has happened in this society, right? What we have created is, if you are physically not well, people will give you sympathy. If you are mentally not well, they won't want to be around you, because it is not only their fault. It's because you don't know, right, how to be with them. Not everybody is professional. You don't know how to, whether they are acting up or whether they are actually doing it. So when then the role of people like you, it comes in action, when you have studied many things and you can work on them in a certain way, and slowly with that you can bring them into sadhana also, and side by
yes,
side both. Because you and me, both of us, what we want the person to be at his best. You want to work towards the well-being. That's why we have chosen this lifestyle.
yes,
That's why we have chosen this profession, right?
yes,
So ultimately it's that, accept the truth. Some people, if you cross the line, you need it. And one thing I forgot to tell you is, today what is happening is, everybody is doing this thing, you know oh, I get mad, I got mad at someone, I got angry and my work was done, it felt so good, right? या फिर मैं ही शाना, ऐसा करके you keep on crossing the line. Line as in, there is a line between sanity and insanity, just very thin line. People tend to go there and come back, cross the line and come back. One day it will happen, you cannot come back, and that's the time when they really need help. Because today, being angry, you are getting the benefits, but are you aware what all are you doing within yourself, inside
yes,
you? What all are you doing to you? Nobody is aware of this.
yes,
So people think that when they get hyper, that thing gets activated within them, and then they can perform even better. Or you abuse yourself with drugs, with alcohol, with your anger, hatred, jealousy, so many things. You abuse yourself. It's an abuse, right? So you do this and then you expect to be fine. How is that possible?
yes,
So these aspects also, people have to understand that, it's not about that. You just settle down. You just settle down and you see how life works. Whatever is there, you accept it. You be in a certain way, everything will be fine for you. So this line is one aspect I wanted to cover up, where people should understand it. Always if you keep on doing that, once in a while, if you are conscious enough, it's okay. But otherwise, the arrogance will take over. your ego will take over and you will do it always. And the time will come that you have crossed the line and you cannot return back. So this is
Yes.
one small request that I would ask everybody to incorporate it in their lifestyle.
Yes, definitely. Yes, so I agree. I agree with you. Definitely, I agree with you. And I would also like to add that, like, if we both work together, like a spiritual organization and also the mental health professional, then we can bring a huge transformation in our society. And also, sometimes, of course, we can give each other a support system, a great support system. And sometimes it also happens that मतलब लोग करने की कोशिश करते हैं स्पिरिचुअल प्रैक्टिस बट एज यू सेड कि वो एक स्टेज पे रीच हो जाते हैं या तो बिटवीन दैट बट वो साधना उनको हेल्प नहीं करती है ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन लाने के लिए एट सम पॉइंट so I think at that situation people can take help of mental health professional and along with that they can do sadhana also. I think which
Of
can help
course.
them to bring a transformation.
I've seen certain cases where, as I mentioned, right, once they have crossed a line, then
Hmm.
whatever you do, you have to accept the reality that okay, you need help. Then you have to
Hmm.
go. First, you have to settle down for that moment, which you are
Hmm.
expertised in, right?
Hmm.
And then you come back with the sadhana, and you come back to a normal life. You know,
Yes.
that is definitely that is the reality, and that we have to accept it,
Yes.
100%.
True. Okay, so let me check if our audience have any question. So, okay. There is one question from Sandeep. How many hours per day you do practice yoga now?
Okay. So my sadhana goes up to 3.5 to 4 hours in a day. But when I started, as I told you, I was not even having 5 minutes for myself. Slowly, when I explored, my sleep quota went down. Because my sleep quota went down, I have enough time now. Like I don't sleep that much, but I do rest with my sadhana. And I feel good when I see that the very way my life functions is completely different. Let's say if you do classical form of Hatha Yoga, okay, and you go to your office, you will see the very way you function will be different. The very way you can deal with the situation will be different. I won't say that today you will start today, tomorrow you will become like Sadhguru or superhuman, but you can see magnificent change within you, the very way you function with the sadhana, because now you are creating a wave. It is not, as I told you, it's not a therapy. You have to create the wave and then allow the wave to work for you, right? That's how it is. If you today you are sick, tomorrow you start the yoga, day after tomorrow you want results. That's not how it's going to work.
Yes.
It's like
Yes.
it's like this sadhana is like as if we are planting a seed within you. Nurturing it and watering it is your responsibility. Once you see a shoot coming out, have you done that moonbeam experiment? Like once you see that shoot, it comes out of the
Yeah.
soil.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
Yeah.
If you have planted a tree, like, you really feel okay. You deserve this because you have put so much hard work in there. So till then, you have to put that hard work. Initial hard work is needed, and then once you
Yes.
see that, once you know how it functions, then you will never stop. Shreya, can I ask you one question? This
Yes.
is not for you, but for many people who have this question, who are not able to keep up the practices. It's like, do you take bath every day?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Definitely.
Why do you take bath every day? Let's say if you don't
Okay.
take bath for 2 days when you're traveling in a train, how do you feel? First thing you want to take bath,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Why? Because there is so much dirt on the top of our body, on the top of the skin. You can feel it.
Yes. Yes.
Now I'll ask you, is there more dirt on the top of our skin or is there more dirt within us, both psychologically and physiologically? Within us?
Yes. Within
So
us.
what needs more cleansing? Your skin or within? Definitely
Within.
both. But
But we can
within
start
needs
with.
more,
Yeah.
right? Definitely both. And within you need cleansing. But right now, there are people who take bath once in a week. There are people who take bath once in a month. There are people who take bath once in 12 years also in Kumbh Mela. You know this? So
Yeah.
there are
Yeah.
people, they will feel they are fine. But the person who is sitting next to them, they will understand, okay, right? He will feel
Yes.
he is completely fine. The same thing we are doing also. We are spreading so much. rubbish around us, you know, we don't know, we don't get to know that. But the person who is around us, they will get to know it. So this one thing, once you see that cleansing happening within you, right, then the the craving will always be there. Okay, I want to be in that way. I want to be in this way. The very way your life functions will change. Once you settle down, the very way you can handle situation, the very way things starts working for you will be different. This is from my experience. I'm telling you. And as I'm telling you that you won't be a superhuman right away, but you are working towards it. You can see so much difference within you, and you would want to cleanse yourself entirely. Complete
Yes.
freedom. Right now, people think freedom is a big thing. Wearing this is freedom. Eating that is freedom. Right? Everybody has
Yes.
an idea of their own when it comes to freedom. But the real freedom will be when you get free from these ideas. When you get free
Nice.
from these ideas and you become bipolar. Like you do not make difference between this and that. You see the life the way it is. That's the time when you have cleansed yourself completely, and that is what we are working towards, and that is why I'm able to keep up the practice, because every day when I do my sadhana, I see my day working in a certain way. If I don't do my sadhana for some time, the compulsions comes back, and then I get a knock, go back. you know
Yes. Yes.
that's how it is.
Yes. True, sir. Very true. Okay, let me check. Okay, there is one question from Prajakta. Namaskaram. My question is, how can one do the emotional management? Because friend of mine cries every day because of family issue and so other issue also. So how can I help her? Okay.
Okay, so see, first thing, your friend needs to be willing. What he has to do now is, I will suggest him, whoever it is, okay, you take this practice called inner engineering. Here Sadhguru offers five tools. He offers five powerful tools. It will give you crystal clear clarity, because if you don't have clarity, अरे ये right है कि ये wrong है, am I doing bad or good, I'm a good person, bad person, our life is entangled in this, right? But here Sadhguru just gives you his five powerful tools. He keeps you in a committed space. It's not like you run to the washroom, you eat something, nothing like that. You just, that 7 days, you just completely give yourself to that, and you see how it transform you. It will settle down mentally, physically, emotionally. It will settle you down in a huge way. If he has not crossed the line yet, he can definitely settle himself down, and you see how it works, because the life will become very easy. Whatever problems, whatever confusions that we have, it is a solution for that confusion. Inner engineering. And he has to see, like, he has to be willing. First thing I would recommend is do this inner engineering program online. Sadhguru is right now offering 50% discount also, and I guess for vernacular languages it is 75% discount. There are certain languages which are available: Hindi, Marathi, and Kannada, Tamil. So few languages are there. So much thing he is given, because COVID is there and everybody needs support. And so these things, you first use these tools and see if it works for you. And if not, if you do your sadhana, still nothing is working for you, then Shreya is always there for you.
Oh, thank
Yes.
you. Yes, definitely.
So this is what I
Definitely.
would recommend.
Yes, definitely. I hope you got your answer, Prajakta. Okay. How much time we have, sir? Actually, we already crossed our time limit. So,
So I'm fine. I can go. I can still go. I'm
okay,
also
okay.
enjoying it.
Yeah. So there is one question from Bharat to Omkar, sir. Will you please suggest me any specific yoga for lower back?
Yes. See, he is my kind of person. So I started with the backache issue only. So
Yes.
Pradeep, right? His name Bharat. So Bharat,
Yeah.
very nice name Bharat. And definitely I would recommend you to start with Surya Kriya. So Surya Kriya
Mhm.
is the practice that you can start with. If not, you can search for a practice called Yoga Namaskar. Right now, because of the lockdown, we are not able to offer the live practices like Surya Kriya, Angamardana. These are all offered in a live way, like a Guru Shishya Parampara से हम लोग सिखाते हैं. Okay, because it's an energy practice also. So
Yes.
that's why
Yes.
if the lockdown has opened up in your particular area where you reside, I live in Thane, Mumbai here. If you're looking for, then I can help you here. But if any other location, if you need, we can share the link also in the end in the Facebook chat. We can share the link where you can find the
Definitely.
local Hatha Yoga teacher, and you can start with the Surya Kriya. You will definitely get out of the backache also, and you would see many changes happening also.
Yes. I hope Bharat you got your answer. And there is one more question from Mithun. When should children start doing Hatha Yoga? I do yoga chanting. My child knows it perfect. Just mind listening to me. For few days he did it. Now he does not. So and he is 4.5 year old. So just 4 and 5 year old.
So what
Yeah.
Sadhguru suggestion is children below 7 years should not do yoga. Maybe they can
Okay.
listen to certain music and all. It's fine because the body is still growing. So you have to allow them to grow. They are still maturing. Because for yoga you need a certain maturity. You have to at least sit down and listen because
Yes.
everything is supposed to be done in a certain way. Okay, if you tell them to come sit chant, maybe they will do it happily, the younger ones, along with you they can do that. But the asanas I would not recommend anyone. Sadhguru says that asanas particularly, and you yourself also should not teach them. As I mentioned, the impact that it get once you do it in a proper way from a proper teacher. Once you learn one practice, right, nobody has to tell you anything. You
Yes.
will understand the significance or the importance of having a teacher and doing it with the guidance of teacher. For now, allow your child to be, if you want, maybe you can just whatever chanting that is going on, allow him to listen to you, and otherwise he will allow him to do his masti, just he will settle down. Yeah.
Yes. Perfect. Okay. There is one more question from Rakesh, and just I want to know that I have completed the inner engineering 7 day course program and want to learn Isha Yoga. So how can it be done? So
Okay,
I think
so
he
now
can
it's
share.
like yes. So he's asking me that he has learned chemistry now. How can I apply for science? So inner engineering is a part of Isha Yoga. Okay, Isha Yoga is a complete umbrella by itself. Under Isha Yoga, it comes Hatha Yoga, Kriya Yoga, that is inner engineering, and many other practices are there. Now, as you have completed the online inner engineering program, what you can do, you can wait for the lockdown to open up, or Sadhguru is planning something to initiate you, all of you, into the powerful Shambhavi Mahamudra that is going to happen. So soon we might hear something. I'm not guaranteeing anything, but soon he's planning to offer that practice, the powerful Shambhavi Mahamudra, that is the second part of the inner engineering to us. And if you want to learn Hatha Yoga, then as I mentioned, I'll be sharing the link where you can find a local Hatha Yoga teacher who is close by, and you can get in touch with them. Okay, or you can just share your number in the chat box and I can see personally. I will share your number also with the teacher who is near you, and that teacher will be able to easily guide you into Isha Yoga or Hatha Yoga practices also. The sound is not audible right now.
So let me check
Yes.
if there is any question. Mm. Okay, there is one question from Sandeep, but I think we already covered this question. But still, I'm not comparing. But my question is why everyone has worked hard and are not equally successful.
Yes, that's a very good question, Sandeep. So see, this thing will come to you, one day or the other. That everybody works hard, but why only one person shines bright like a diamond? Why few people they shine bright like a diamond with the same or the less kind of effort, and why one still struggles at every corner? So the answer to this is, this is very experiential. You need some lubrication in your life. Whatever you do, you need some lubrication in your life, a piece of grace in your life. When something like that it touches you, you'll see everything becomes easy or much
Yes.
easier for you. It's not that somebody up there who is going to take care of you. If you don't paddle, your cycle is not going to work. How I see grace as is, grace is like a cycle. If you can walk, for 10 minutes and reach 10 meters. With cycle, the same amount of cycling, you can reach even much far, 100% more longer. So this quality, can you mute it for a while? I'll just check.
Yes, yes, yes. Perfect. Just a second. I just a second. Yeah. Tell me. Sir, I can't hear you.
How is it now?
Yeah, yeah, perfect.
Yeah. So
Yes.
as I mentioned, that element of grace or luck or whatever you call it, you need that.
Mm.
Okay. So you need it, and you need it in your life. So only if the grace is there, then you will see the life will function in a completely different way. The question that he's asking, it's very experiential. Now today you start listening to me and you start believing me. What Sadhguru says, you never believe him also and neither me. Just 1 second, there is some technical thing.
Yes.
Yes, okay. So as I was mentioning you don't have to believe anything, but you have to experience it. You have to experiment
Yes.
and experience it. So this sadhana that I'm telling you, or simple devotion itself, devoted towards anything in your life, even your work, even yourself, whatever. Maybe a mother is devoted to the child, or maybe a deity that you are devoted. Devotion doesn't mean that you are giving something to anyone, but you are completely becoming a volunteer now. That
Mm.
aspect you bring in yourself, or if you want to go it in a scientific way, then this sadhana, which helps you to get in sync with the universe, as I mentioned, friction as in these frictions I'm mentioning also in your life. Once you get in sync with the cosmic energy, then you see your life will become very easy. This is what I mentioned when I said when I look back, I can see many things changing in a different way. You know? So this
Yes.
aspect is there that you have to explore Sunday, and because I can't say this is absolute for you, I cannot stand for it because it is only experiential. So you have to experience it and see if it works for you. So do one Isha Yoga practice, maybe start with inner engineering if you are not done, and see what change happens.
Perfect. So finally, we come at the end of our today's episode. So, any final word for our audience before we wind up our session?
Yes, so I would recommend all of you that, in this global situation of the global pandemic that is happening for the COVID, right now we don't have the vaccines yet, and many people are freaking out, and there are many doctors who are giving their life, doctor, police, military, everybody are working for us, fighting for us. So I would want all of us to be responsible, follow all the guidelines that are given by the society, and if possible include one sadhana in your lifestyle. Even we are offering an online yoga program right now, a 7 days online yoga program, very simple and very easy to accommodate in your daily lifestyle. Here we offer Isha Kriya, Sima Kriya, Upa yoga practices, and meditations are there. Many different meditations are there. We offer this online free also on YouTube. So people who can do it for free, they can go there and learn it. But here in the class, we will be offering you with the guidance of the teacher who will be inspiring you, guiding you. As some people need that. hmm, कोई गाड़ी self start है, कोई it needs key. So if you
Yes.
need a guidance and if you need a taste of the 7 days, how it feels, you know, then you come and register for this online program also that we are conducting. One is already going on, and there are many doctors that we have initiated into this practice also, like around over 200, 250 doctors, and with good feedbacks as well. So, and they are recommending their people also now. So I would recommend you that you come and attend this simple 7 days yoga program. It's very minimal fees is there, register for it and see how it works for you. And in here, we offer a powerful practice called Simha Kriya, which is once again as we offer it online also. But here we'll be offering you more corrections, and through the 7 days, we'll be guiding you. So this Simha Kriya is very important right now to enhance your lung capacity. You will see, Shreya, if you do this 2 minutes practice, right? People don't have time now. Even if you do this 2 minutes practice 3 times in a day, that is 6 minutes out of your 24 hours, right? If you do this 6 minutes, you will see the very way you breathe will change because it enhances your lung capacity in a huge way. And it boosts up your immunity because it enhances the samat prana in the body, which is responsible for the immunity system in our body. You will see this 2 minutes practice can bring in a lot of change. And we are offering hugely around the world to all the doctors and all the COVID warriors, and it is open for the general people also. The time has come that we have to go out now. Yes, we have to face the world, so we are no more safe in the house. So I would request all of you to either learn it from the YouTube or you come to me, okay? Or there are many teachers offering this. I will share you my link through which you can register for the program for the 7 days, and the inner engineering. These two things, and if things go really wrong, then Shreya is always there for you. Okay, so
And
thank
also
you.
before that, if you need any help along with your spiritual practice.
Yes, of course, Shreya is always there for you, right?
We
So
iChas is always there for
iChas,
you.
yes, iChas. You are the face of iChas for me right now. So
Yeah.
iChas is always there for you. So you make use of this. If you have any doubt, I'll be sharing the flyer, which will be having my number as well. Okay, so do contact me through that, and I'll try to help you out. Whatever best I can do, I will do for you. Namaskaram, and all the best. Stay
Namaskar.
safe and be responsible.
Yes, so thank you everyone. You will have been such a great audience, and thank you, sir, for your valuable time and your inputs. And I'm very grateful that to talking to you and taking time from your busy schedule and sharing your precious knowledge with us. So thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Shreya. Namaskar.
Yeah, yeah. Namaskar. So I'm going to see you all the next week on Sunday, and the episode is about the philosophy of Brahma Kumaris. So thank you. Stay tuned. Thank you.